I'm wondering how many people here would raise their hand and get rid of 5 signs, put 5 signs up. Can you see a raised hand?
We got
I'll say one other thing. I've been accused of being a little bodacious about winning. Some people even say I'm a little braggadocious. But in all humility, I ask you, if I don't win, if I allow one of you all to win, that you will approach me and you will give me in my left hand for Elizabeth Porter and in my right hand for Sullivan. And we will give them the money and I'll donate my money when I win it.
For those of you that may not know, I think we have done 50-50 raffles maybe for 7 months, and I think Bob has won it either 4 or 5 times out of that 7. All right, hopefully somebody's asking Steve to come back in. All right. I want you and Elizabeth just to handle any questions that they might have. Absolutely nice to meet you. So, questions? Mayor? Yeah, okay.
My question's for Elizabeth. Sometime in the past, there has been a question about Suwannee River area water being transported to South Florida. What is your position on that?
No. I don't care if it's by pipe or by bottle. We have to develop our state responsibly. That means if you don't have the resources, you don't do it. We don't go take their beaches. They don't need to come up here and take our water.
Yeah! All right.
Go ahead. I got a question for both of you. How do you stand on the Second Amendment concerning firearms?
I don't think I'm allowed to bring that in here, but it's in my truck. I don't want to be flippant with you. I am absolutely, always have been, always will be in support of the Second Amendment. My husband hunts, my family hunts, I like to eat it. And I believe in protecting myself and my family, and every one of you should be able to do the same thing.
I'm very proud to be a gun owner. I was learned respect and learned the appreciation of nature as a young boy with my father and my siblings in the woods. And still, a family day for us is a day afield. I have 2 of my 4 daughters that love to hunt with me. I'm a proud member of the NRA. I'm a member of the DU. I love a Turkey Federation dinner. And the only time that I don't have my gun in my hand when I go to the woods, I got my Matthews DXT bow. So and I'm itching because it's about that time of year.
You mentioned that the NRA brought this up. I just want to say that you're going to hear from my opponent that she is the only candidate in the race with an A+ rating endorsed by the NRA. Well, I have an A rating too. I'm not endorsed by them, but I haven't had an opportunity to vote on any of their bills. You can't get an A+ rating if you haven't ever voted on any of their bills. So please, do not be misled into thinking that I am not pro-Second Amendment, because that's not true.
Same for Steve.
Yeah, and that's the same for me, by the way, and I think that needs to be noted. Listen, you know, the NRA has gotten plenty of letters from conservatives in this district to them, aggravating because they're aggravated. It will be, if they come after our guns, it will not be the Republican Party. Okay, it will be progressives, and it will be an arm, I believe, of the National Democratic Party that will come after our guns. And so therefore, I have said to members of the NRA, don't be naive. Don't be so naive that there is one issue, okay, that you can only follow, okay? Because the president, who is supported by Congressman Alan Boyd, just elected Supreme Court nominees and put them in the Supreme Court, and those people want to take our guns away from us. So if you support Nancy Pelosi, if you support President Barack Obama, then you support the party that's going to come after our guns, period. In Steve's favor, a man that will flip-flop
so easy on health care? Do you think he won't flip-flop on guns?
How do you feel about illegal immigration?
Is this a twofer question? Okay.
For both of them.
I think it's hurting us. I think we are paying so much money right now because no one has any checks, no one has any balances. We can't afford it anymore. We can't afford to take care of our own people. How are we going to take care of everyone else's? We don't even know who's coming in here. If people do come in here, they should be documented. How do we know if they're just coming over here to work or if they're coming over here with a prayer rug to blow us up? We've got to get control of the problem.
I think we've, my dad told me a long time ago, and you hear me talk about my dad and the way we were raised, because I keep coming back to the lessons of my youth, and the older I get, the smarter my mom and dad get. And I really mean that. Dad told us a long time ago, you eat an elephant. He said, son, you know how to eat an elephant? I said, no, Dad. He said, one bite at a time. And so I think when you talk about immigration, I think the very first thing we have to do is do what is constitutional, and that is to make sure that the federal government protects the citizens of this country. We have got to look, the first bite, the very first bite, okay, that none of the administrations past have been able to accomplish, and that is to secure our border. Okay? So we start there. Okay? I do not believe in amnesty. I've made that very clear. Matt, our good friend here from the Democratic Party of Florida, thank you, or actually Alan Boyd, because obviously, yeah, it's the Democratic, it's Alan Boyd, Matt, because all those videos that you got on TV or online, you clearly filmed those, and they're sponsored by Alan Boyd. So I want to make sure that when y'all take ads and you splice them and you lie about me, that you the people hear the truth. Hold them accountable, okay? Hold them accountable. Matt and Alan Boyd. Matt, you've been with me since May. I speak pretty clearly. I'm not Barack Obama, I'm not Nancy Pelosi, and I'm not Alan Boyd. I say what I mean, and I mean what I say.
There you go.
And so I think on immigration, sir, I've been very clear. Okay? I think President Reagan would have said late in his life that he regretted amnesty. Okay? And because that's unfair to those who have come here legally. So those issues as far as security at our borders, I think it's critical. We have to know who's here, what they're doing here, why they're here, and we've got to protect the American citizens. And so it's a huge issue. We also know that our federal prisons are filled, okay, full of people that are here illegally. We're now feeding them 3 squares a day, a bed, we're giving them a gym. That's where I would start. Bite number 2. I think those people that are here incarcerated, they have committed crime against the American people, violent crime. We have no obligation to continue to feed them going forward. Now, just remember, you've heard me say this tonight. I think that's pretty clear. It's going to be real interesting to see what Matt and his friends do to mischaracterize what I've just said, but I think that's pretty crystal clear.
On the rights of the unborn, both of you.
I'll take this up. You know what? I'm not going to apologize ever for my belief in life. I think our founding fathers were wise beyond their years. We talk about Jefferson and what he penned in that declaration, that we hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are endowed by their Creator with certain unalienable rights, and that among those, and I love the order, that among those is life. And when life is secured, then we can move on to liberty. And when liberty is secured, we can move on to the pursuit of happiness. And I believe in the right of the unborn. And I believe in a God that says in Jeremiah 1:5, I knew you before I formed you in your mother's womb. I wonderfully made you. I know your innermost parts. I will never compromise on this issue, ever.
How do you top that? Except to say that I am a mother of 2 children I have felt them move inside of me. I know they weren't just a fetus. They were human beings, and this is an issue I will never compromise on. They deserve to live just as much as any of us in this room. My opponent has flip-flopped on that. I never will.